Welcome back, guys, to CFL Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans. Jake couldn't make it here. He told me he was busy, but we're going to get into the Week 10 review. The hell?
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Well, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
This feels weird.
It does feel weird. Very weird.
This feels strange. I'm not used to this.
Well, I'm here.
I have my safe space, but now he's
I grew a pair of wings and I flew here.
Yeah.
Now I'm here.
You're a fan of the Bombers and the Jets. I would certainly hope you could.
What's going on, guys? It does feel so strange. But nonetheless, it's CFL Central time for the fans, by the fans, CFL content. Let's get started with the reviews for, what was this, Week 9 or whatever?
Week 10, but first...
Oh, I can't forget.
But first, before we get into that, we got to talk about today's sponsor, which is BetStamp. Now, BetStamp is not a traditional sports betting website. It does not offer you one money line. It will actually offer you many money lines from a variety of sources and other betting websites. So that way you can make the most for every bet you make. So make sure when you download it from the App Store, or if you use the link in the description below to the website, you will use code CFL Central, so that way they know that you're coming from us and you're saving money. So that way you can make the most out of your bets and get the biggest possible payout instead of whatever just your app will offer you. So thanks again to BetStamp for sponsoring this video. Let's get back into it. Okay, so we're starting out with the Alouettes versus the Bombers, and it happened.
It finally happened. And it has to be against the Alouettes. I said it.
An East team.
Come on.
An East team.
The one team that's had the worst luck, couldn't get anything done, bad losses. I've been on the Alouettes train all year.
I'd argue the Red Blacks have had a little bit more bad
luck.
Both
have, but I've liked the Alouettes all year.
I've
said they've had bad luck. I've taken them in matches when they've been way underdogs. Yeah. And of course, they continue.
This game. Yeah. So this game was just. So there's a few things of note here. So I was at this game. I have a video out on it of me being very, very annoyed for a decent amount of time, but also kind of just
for good reason.
Also being kind of accepting that this kind of needed to happen sometime.
But did it really need to happen this way?
This way, okay. Sometime eventually does not mean this way. But I know.
That's the hard part about it, is how it happens.
So first off, I am someone who I try to give a lot of praise to linemen because I don't think they get as much of it. As a former lineman myself, I know this to be true. I'm sorry, the offensive line really did not have a great game. Caleros was getting sacked left, right, and center the first half of this game. And even when he didn't, it's just like he couldn't ever have like a second to make a decent throw. And so Caleros really struggled with that, and he eventually had a few instances where he was able to scramble and kind of get around that. But it's kind of hard when you're constantly having to do that every single play of the game, and
never get anything going.
And so the Bombers' offense really never had a real standout quarter, and overall it was just kind of and some little bits of good and not really that.
Basically, to sum up the game, ladies and gentlemen, it was a Bombers game we'd seen before this season. Lots of flaws at times, not the most consistent play, but what element did they miss? They didn't have that extra, that Grey Cup, the Grey Cup element that I like to call it, that this team has, where they can come out and win games no matter how and what style. That didn't happen tonight because Mark Leggio, he decided to go out there and finally return to form from last season.
Yeah, and I understand that some people are like, well, he normally kicks a lot better than this. It's just because he was under pressure. I'm like, okay, that's an understandable thing. However, you need kickers that can kick under pressure. Any kick in playoffs is pressure.
Exactly.
All of them. Grey Cup, that's pressure. You know what I mean? So it's one of those
things. A game to go undefeated with 10 wins.
There's two things I do want to clarify because I'm seeing this happen a little bit in the fan base. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit annoyed about this. First off, Am I a little bit annoyed with some of the officiating? Yes. Is that the reason we lost the game?
Nope.
No, it's not. Am I annoyed with the kicker? Yes. Is that the reason we lost the game? No, it's not.
Kind of a little bit.
It's okay. It's a factor.
It's a big part of it.
We didn't show up till the fourth quarter though.
But-
If we have been like dancing on the edge of defeat.
But when you get a chance,
all these games,
when you get a chance to win twice,
that's true.
With a kick,
that's true. I'm not saying I'm not saying he's
easy
great.
distance.
I'm just saying
that falls in the kicker.
I'm saying
does
that's not the only reason we lost that game, and I wouldn't say it's a
just,
factor.
But the main reason why you lose does end up falling on the kicker because you had a chance to win twice and you botched it twice.
That's true.
The team was able to rally and it gave him enough energy and enough momentum to get that win, and he couldn't put them over the finish line twice. Right. That's why they lost. Yep, and it sucks, but you know what? Like Carter said, it was bound to happen at some point. I doubt the Bombers were going to go undefeated the entire season. If that had happened, I would have lost my shit.
No one ever does that.
Exactly. So
that's still really impressive. But, there's not much you can complain about 9 straight wins.
I think that takes us perfectly into the next matchup. That was actually a pretty good matchup between two of the Eastern
We
Conference
both got
teams.
this right. We both predicted
didn't
Hamilton.
look like we were going to get it.
It didn't look like we were
going
to get it. However, Hamilton would put up 17 in the fourth quarter
and come back to win.
However, it would not be the only team to come back and win this week, as we'll see. That's a little bit of a theme, and so it's this has got to be good for the Ticats. Getting another win against Toronto, considering they're playing Toronto so many bloody times, 4 times in 5 weeks. CFL, I am still not forgiving your schedule. Who the hell does that?
The CFL loves it. They just like to watch these two teams go to battle every night. Why? Because you need to get the fan base going. I don't know. This game was just a stereotypical game between these two clubs. It was nothing special. It just had good moments, in my opinion.
That's true. It was a bit of a higher scoring one.
For sure, compared to what we've seen.
Yeah, exactly. Now, one thing that you mentioned earlier today that is of note as well is now Andrew Harris is going to be out. Was it 4 to 6 weeks?
I believe 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah.
Do we know what kind of injury that is?
I think it's it's some muscle injury.
Lower body injury. Who are you, the NHL?
Yes,
upper or lower?
It's all we're gonna say.
Concussion is an upper body injury, ladies and gentlemen.
Remember. I read it earlier this morning, so I can't remember. But
north
he is
of the 49th parallel.
But this was a good game. The Argonauts were able to play a good part. But again, what this comes down to is inconsistencies from the Argonauts, which we've seen all year long. And you know why they're inconsistent? Because they're 4-4 and first place in the East. So that is a struggling team. I like this game. I thought
Hamilton is 3 and they have double as many losses as they have wins, and they're second.
So this is good for Hamilton to get some momentum going. I still don't know what happens in the East.
Hamilton had that rough start, so they need as many wins to kind of do some damage control,
especially against Toronto, a team that is first. So that is so mediocre. So that's an important one. But it was a good game out there in the East, and like I said, it's always fun in the CFL when you get a last minute finish like that in the fourth.
Speaking of the last minute finish in the fourth, BC almost gets their second loss this week.
But they don't.
Very, very close game.
1 point
41 to 40.
Insane.
Lions beat the Stampeders. And holy cow. So, first off, high scoring game, which I mean, I feel like that actually... I feel like, I know. Nathan Rourke has almost 500 passing yards this game.
With 52 attempts and only 39 completions.
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah, that's insane. Now,
I know he's got 2 interceptions.
Here's the thing, though. If Calgary is going to win this game, I don't think they want this high scoring of a game.
Nope.
Because I think that higher scoring games feature favor the Lions, because the impressiveness that we've seen, as much as their defense has played pretty solid.
No, it's all
offense.
It's
the offense that's
the Nathan Rourke show.
It's the offense that's made the difference
Absolutely.
on this team. And I mean, putting up 20 points in the fourth quarter to come back from a 13-point deficit?
I believe so.
12-point deficit, because it would have been with the one. So, yeah, it was. They went beyond what they needed there.
No, but you just look at these offensive numbers here from Nathan Rourke. 488 yards.
No, it would have been more than 12 point. It would have been.
Oh, let's just move on.
It would have been a lot more.
But
math.
Brian Burnham coming in with 165 yards along of 53 yards, 1 touchdown, 20 yards on an average.
I think this is Brian Burnham's best game.
One of them, without a doubt. He's been really good all season, but this was a standout.
Yeah, and we're talking about I'd say probably one of the more established receivers on BC, and this was probably the first time that we that we've really seen him play really this impressive. Although
Be the
he has
standout.
been,
He's been always good,
like,
but now he was the
he's
star.
always been good, but this is where you see him stand out for the rest of the pack. So Calgary plays a solid game too. I mean, there's no way you can put up 40 points and play a terrible game.
Exactly.
However, you can play some not great defense. However, from what I heard and from what I saw, it looked like there wasn't a lot they could do with some of that.
It was basically like what we've already said. BC just outlasted them on the offensive side of the ball.
Sure.
That's why they won this game. They had the better skill, and when it came down to it, they made the more key plays, and that's what won them the game. It was only 1 point, so it sucks, but Calgary did the best they could in this matchup.
533 total yards, 31 first downs. Oh my goodness!
All stats favor the BC,
with the exception of rushing yards.
Which is pretty close.
Yeah.
For what
because with
is.
BC, they have a passing offense.
Exactly. So, very, very good game out there with BC and Calgary. What game are we at to next?
We're at the next game, which is where the Edmonton Elks continue their streak of not being able to win home games. Reminder: they still have not won as the Elks in Edmonton ever.
It never will happen. It's a curse.
It's. Yeah, interesting. But it's just kind of crazy to think how the Riders here are 5-4, fourth in the West. Okay,
Yep.
Argonauts are an even record, a not as good record, first in the East. That is insane.
It shows how bad the East really is this year. It's actually kind of sad, but This game was just, the game. Okay, this was the game we all thought it was going to be against the Elks. The Elks had some good offensive looks at times, but at the end of the day, it's the Elks.
You know what? They were able to put up 23 points. That's not bad.
It's exactly like if you're an Elks fan, you don't have much to cheer for right now. So at least they were able to put up 23 points in a loss against Saskatchewan, a team that was probably going to beat you anyway.
Every quarter they had was pretty close, with just the Riders edging a little bit on each one, with the exception of that fourth quarter where they took a little bit more from them. However, Edmonton had not gotten any points in the third, so at least being able to get on the board in that fourth quarter was essential.
There's only so much
you
can
now,
to do from a
the
team
question,
like
I do find it funny seeing Cody Fajardo leading in rushing
I
yards.
find it funny seeing Kenny Lawler wearing a Bombers jersey. Still on his photos.
Come on, TSN, seriously.
Update that stuff, guys.
Really? Like, this is ridiculous. He's supposed to be their number one receiver, and he's not wearing their own bloody jersey. Like, imagine if it gets to next year and they still haven't changed it.
We'll have to wait and see.
Like, that's just insane.
Oh, man.
So this is more of kind of the trials of Taylor Cornelius and whether the Elks say this guy's good enough or not. And we're still in that weird weird state of limbo where we're not sure.
They're figuring it out. It's the best way to put it.
Yeah, and Castillo plays all right this game. And now this is the game where I think it was Duke. Was it Duke Williams?
Duke Williams jumped into the stands.
The absolute best celebration I have almost ever seen for football. Which, by the way, you're lucky this was a CFL. If you did that in the NFL, you would have lost a lot of your salary because NFL does stand for the No Fun League.
Exactly.
If there's anything that was true that came out of the XFL from 2001, it was Vince McMahon
knows how to
saying the NFL is the No Fun League. But yeah, this is just another one of those things where Saskatchewan, with an even record, you want to get on the plus side of things. A game against the Elks is a perfect time to get that done, and they did. 34-23.
Couldn't agree more.
And so I think that's pretty much it, though.
It does. That wraps up that week. A lot of good games in there, a couple mediocre games, but even then, the mediocre games still have fun because every game in the CFL is always a fun time to watch. So let us know what your favorite game and moment was.
Except when the Bombers lose.
Shut up.
Everyone was enjoying
I don't want to
that
remember
except
that
us.
game. I don't want to remember it. It's over. We're moving on now. We have a bye week. Let's just forget about it. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. As always, we really do appreciate and love reading all your thoughts on the weekly games. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe if you're new. Drop a like. Follow all the affiliated links down in the description below. Have a great rest of your day. Peace, love, and positivity. As always, from both me and Carter. Go Bombers, go! But we're gonna say go Alouettes, go for just this time because you guys earned it. They earned it. They beat us. You took the crown from the Kings for at least 1 week, and we're off now. So enjoy it. You can't handle it, but it's the truth.
No.
We're signing off. We'll see you guys in the previews.
Still feels weird having you here.
It does.